Hello, amigo. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is episode 817.1. Of course, as it says, this is a Weed Nerd World. Hello, amigo. Wow, that was loud. Cheers. Oh, the title is good and fucked up. I guess I'll go ahead and fix that right quick. I don't know how I messed that up. Until I found out that my brand new clothes came secondhand from the rich kid. Nice. It says right. What the heck, YouTube? I wish I ain't seen. And now I just want to do a real bad dream. See if I can get chat brought up here. Fix that. Wow. That was terrible. Angels start to look good to me. They're gonna have to deport me to the pirate default. Thank you, Jack. Get one rolled up, hang out for a few, get prepped for the gym, I guess. Cheers, Southern BT. Weed Nerd. I like the Weed Nerd edition. There we go, top chat, live chat. I believe I'm in the right place now. What you smoking on, Southern BT? Might be rolling in. Turn this down. I have to turn this down too. Holy cow, that was loud. Got too much stuff on my desk.
Cheers.
Cheers, Mike B. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I grabbed me a water.
Hell yeah. I just got one myself just a second ago.
Right on. Cheers. Where we're at. This organically blunt and chat. You have a good day.
You got to work on a Sunday?
Yeah, just a little shit. Take it as it comes, right?
Yeah, I guess sometimes that's how you got to do it, ain't
it? Yeah. It's decent money. What the hell?
It better be decent money to work on Sunday.
I guess. Blue Kiss Gardens popping in as well. Man, I might have to start putting you on the description. Stacking up already. Getting ready to smoke some of this. I don't fucking forgot what it is. Oh, blast chiller or some shit.
Oh, glass chiller.
Blast. Yeah.
Blast chiller?
You chiller.
I ain't never heard of that one. Cheers, Blue Kids.
Cheers, Mike.
Doesn't say, it says day wrecker times menthol. That's what it is.
Okay. Them two I think I've heard of, but not the combination names.
Cheers, Miss Blue Kiss. How are you this evening?
I'm doing really well. That was a very nice sunset and fireworks you gave us earlier.
Hell yeah, that's the first fireworks show I actually watched this year.
It was actually a pretty good show.
Well, I like the instrumental blues that went with it too, so that really added to it.
Right.
You know,
it's like you just rated my playlist or something. I was like, yes.
It's kind of funny because when we hopped down there, there was a bunch of kids playing and everything. And I set up the tripod and fucking put on the blues and kind of cranked it up a little bit. And everybody chilled the fuck out, man. I had no idea. They did too. Everybody kind of sat back and calmed down. And
just has that effect on people, huh?
Yeah, obviously. It was pretty cool, though.
Some good chill vibes.
Yeah. love nights like that.
Well, I kept hearing a small, not a tiny baby, but a younger baby-ish child back there. I thought maybe you had your grandson with you.
Oh, I wish.
This year he'd still be a little too young for the fireworks. He's probably been long asleep.
And maybe.
Yeah. Because I thought the same thing about my granddaughter, and I was like, I don't think she's probably, I mean, she's just now like going to Lewis Farms and playing in the corn and stuff like that.
Sometimes real young kids will get into it and watch it, and sometimes they'll freak out, you know?
Yeah.
You never
I've seen
know.
it go both ways. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, grandkids, big kids, my kids. I got one. I thought it was a nice message from my oldest today. I get a random "I miss you" from my oldest daughter, Chase's mom.
Y'all love that, huh?
Yeah. She says, you need to come down soon. And I texted back, "I love you." And she wrote, "Please, I love you." So it was,
That's one of them
make,
messages that make you feel good and hurt at the same time.
yeah. You're right.
did it warm the cockles of your heart?
Did. Really did.
God.
I love those girls.
At least you know they still thinking about you down there.
Oh yeah. I get texts from them girls all the time. Miss Lexi.
Hell yeah. Bunch of daddy's girls, huh?
Yeah, they are. They most certainly are.
That's good. Hell yeah.
What you guys smoking on this evening?
The only thing I've been smoking on is still that Blue Mile. I ain't harvesting nothing else yet. I ain't quite ready.
Well, I've been popping between strawberry starburst and double dose, but I did get this new bong today. I went to get some butane and found out we had a 710 sale going at Wild Bill's.
Nice.
Oh dang.
Hell yeah.
40% off, 40% off. Oh dang.
It's like you can't pass that up though, you know?
It's a nice one.
Especially for 40% off.
Well, the thing is, I bought one for 60% off, I think it was at Christmas time. And about a month ago, I dropped it and broke it.
Oh man.
And it was also beaker style. And I really, really liked that one. It was clear with blue accents. So I've been looking for a replacement for it. And this is
Right on.
kind of fit the bill. A little simpler looking, but they clean a lot better when they're simpler.
I prefer a simpler, just like a beaker style bong over like those new ones that's got all the different little bubbler things
Coolios
in
in the
them.
middle, yeah.
Yeah, because like you say, it's so hard to get those clean.
Yeah, I never knew I'd be so practical when it came to glass until I started having to clean it all the time.
Right.
Like, oh shit.
You smoke through it a couple times and it's like filthy, and you're like, man.
Shake, 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 shake.
Yeah.
Shake, 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 shake. I'll come back to that one.
Mhm.
Can't get any kind, and I got all kinds of brushes too, and I can't get a brush in a lot of places. And even if I could, I'd a good chance I might end up breaking or
Breaking it, yeah.
Yeah.
Those inside pieces,
Getting
the
it
ones that
caught.
bubble,
Yeah.
they're real thin, you know. They look real thin anyway. I'd be worried about breaking them too.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm more of a practical type of bong. I like to just the beaker style myself.
I break a lot of glass. I like smoking out of glass, but I break a lot of glass.
Yeah, you can't get too attached to it because it'll just break your heart. It's like, and yet for memorabilia, I always go to the glass and yeah, buy a pipe when I go to an event, go to a pipe with, yeah, hash bash. It's just like,
At least you're getting spoons there. They're not so bad, and they tend to last a little bit longer than the
yeah,
big.
these are real thick too. And the guy that blew them was right there, which I appreciate meeting the artist. I really do.
I used to have a white, it was like Prilex with a black skull and crossbones on it. And I loved that fucker. And I broke it at one point and then glued it together and then used it for a minute because I
Yeah,
still
even though it hurt you every time you looked at where you had to glue it until it broke good. I thought to do that with a beaker I broke 6-8 months ago, and I just went, you know what, just be a grown up and throw it away. It's never gonna be good.
Yeah, for me it's hard to put away that I can fix it.
Yeah.
Might not be as
Away.
I can fix it. Might be missing a screw, but I can fix it. Yeah.
Boy, Houghton Lake is really going all out on the fireworks this year, hey?
Yeah, there was man, it's just been building more donations. Yeah, they expanded to 2 locations, not one party, but 2. And I don't know how I missed the other shot, but I was hoping to be able to get them both.
Looks like you needed to be in between them.
Yeah. Bingus.
Oh, Bingus, hi.
Greetings,
Sir Bingus, cheers.
Mike, Blue Kiss and Eagle. How am I coming?
Good.
You sound good.
You don't sound like you're in a can tonight.
That's good. That's different. All right. What's up?
Were your ears burning 2 nights ago? I was talking about you and your procedure that you had.
Oh,
I was in the Erie Discord chat, and they were talking about this dude that had the stem cell implants because of sexual dysfunction and got his function back.
I asked Bingus if he was getting the full service package before he went out.
I guess they heard it on Rogan or something. I don't know. I don't listen to him, but they were really going into details, and this guy's they're going, you're kidding, that can't happen. And after they debated for a little bit, I said, well, I don't know if that can happen or not, but I do know this. And then I spit off the fractured facts I do know from your surgery. And I said, he said he got it in his face too, and he doesn't see a difference, but I think he's looking pretty smooth. But that could also be because you don't have you're not holding tension in your face too.
well, sexual function is just the byproduct of a healthy vessel. I mean,
Yes.
so if you're getting healthier, I think that is naturally something that's going to spring up. I think. So I've never really had issues there, to be honest, but I don't know. I've been celibate now for
Well,
30 years.
in this gentleman's case that they talked about, I would imagine that they probably he probably got stem cells for prostate, because that's generally the malfunction in anybody's in their older years.
Yeah.
So that it was a repair toward prostate, and it could also be blood vessels.
Is that where your testosterone is produced or something?
It is where it's the mechanism that it's the how can I put it's the mechanism that the turn on mechanism I don't
I
think
just say that because I know that like lots of guys will go to testosterone
The
whenever
low
they're having
T,
that kind of
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know the prostate is got a big
A big role in
in
that.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mystery. I chose never to actually explore that deeply.
That's a rabbit hole you didn't jump in.
I felt not to. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel great. So
Yeah, I'm really happy for you. Every time I see you, Joe made the right decision. Although I wish we would have started a GoFundMe and helped you pay for that shit.
Yeah.
that's all right. The it's an investment in you. It's not just the stem cells. You got to change your lifestyle.
Yep.
And
Yep. Well, for
that's
anybody
the
with injury, regardless if you're going to do stem cell, if you're going to have any hope of recoveries. That's how it was with my femur. And I mean, I had to lose weight, and I'm really trying really hard to change some of my eating habits. And I really would like to get sugar freaking completely out of my life, but I know it's not going to happen.
That's really hard to do.
It's
Because even
everywhere,
stuff
it's
you don't
everywhere.
realize sugar's in, it's in, like ketchup, for example.
Oh,
Like who
just
thinks
think of
sugar's
that.
in ketchup? But there's a ton of sugar in ketchup.
Doesn't taste sweet though, does it?
No,
Yeah.
but there's a ton of sugar in
try
there.
eating ketchup without sugar in it. Taste
Yeah,
the difference.
you'll know the difference.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, that's not my tomato juice I like.
Right.
I am continuing to lose a few pounds. I used to walk around at about 195 when I was virile and strong and lifting weights and stuff, and I'm down. My lowest weight was around 165, and I hit the scale at 156.5.
How tall are you?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, that-
6 foot tall.
Oh, you're a little skinny guy then, huh?
Pretty getting lightweight when
Fit.
Light on your feet.
but I have changed. I've made a conscious effort to eat a balanced diet. It's not a
Yeah.
vegan diet. I eat
As long
plenty
as you're
of,
eating right,
protein.
yeah. The weight ain't as important as your diet to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't, like some people just are naturally skinny. Some people are naturally bigger. As long as you're eating healthy and being healthy, then the weight isn't as big as what some people make it out to be to me.
Well, at this point, I'm not training. I'm not lifting. I'm not doing anything.
Right. You're not doing anything to
vigorously.
gain that weight muscle or the muscle weight.
So I'm kind of gravitating to my natural weight at the age that I am, or at the
Right.
level of healthiness I'm at right now, which
Yep.
I'm very happy with it. I mean, I can make a fist. Dude, it's not like it's 100% gone, right? But the improvements are significant enough to change my thinking. I didn't realize. I think I mentioned before. I didn't realize how much thought went into maintaining less pain or blocking pain. It creates a lot of
Walking up and down a
insecurities.
flight of steps, and the way you approach something like that.
It creates a lot of insecurity. I mean, believe it or
Yeah.
not. And so that messes with your confidence. And it's just, I don't feel that way anymore. It's like, dude, I can do whatever I want now. So, if I want to run, I can run. If I want to walk a few miles, I can.
Yeah, I mentioned that you were running, and that kind of surprised the people after I told them what you had actually had, what you had gone through. I said, yeah, he's running. They're going, he can't be running. I said, well, he said running. I think if it was jogging, he would have said jogging. So,
well, if I had to run, I walk most of the time. But I feel like if I had to run, like to get out of the way of something, I could definitely pull it off.
yeah,
Before the stem cells, I went to run across the street. I stopped about midway.
you're going, I hope that car doesn't hit me.
I really can't run. I was like, wow. But it's my sacroiliac S1 tailbone that is the big issue. It's still a little tentative depending on the weather, I've noticed, but it's extremely, I'd say 80% improved. My neck is right up there the same way, and my hand, just overall health is.
Well, now that those are improving, is basically your therapy is more about building the muscles, the supporting muscles that have atrophied because you couldn't move around them. You know what I mean? Maybe atrophied's not the right word, but tightened up. Like our supporting back muscles. When you hurt yourself, you like to say you do your very best not to hurt, so you make movements that are different than you normally would.
That's right.
You're using a different group of muscles, and the muscles used before are no longer getting used. So I imagine that as you are going through some physical therapy and doing these different exercises, you're rebuilding those muscles in their correct alignment, and that will also help you with pain and improve your flexibility and different things.
Yeah. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it. And certain movements I can do now that I haven't done. I'm not as strong as I used to be, I noticed, but I'm confident that I can do certain things that I was not confident I could do before. And I think that's the main thing.
Have you thought about trying yoga?
I do. I've tried that several times, and I end up spraining my groin
And oh my.
every time.
Guys, I
every
don't
time.
have issues. I'm not going to cause them now.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I wish I could. I'm just not flexible. My son and I stretch. He's stiff, but he's a monster as far as.
Yeah, I'm only letting you because yoga's really helped me. I've got balance issues. Clearly, I've got balance issues, and it's really helped with my balance. And but what it is you hold positions and breathe through them, and that's where you kind of build the strength in the core.
Yeah.
But I can see where certain things you wouldn't be able to do. Chair yoga for us slower people, it helps.
I should probably. I've tried so many times and I haven't been successful, so I kind of like. So I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm happy with where I'm at right now. If I can just maintain that for the rest of my days, I'll be.
That you'd be happy, happier than a pig in shit.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, how's the running going, Eagle? You getting to where you need to be?
Slowly but surely. I run almost 11 miles on the show the other night. I ran a good time last night. I showed a little bit of my petty side last night at the gym.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you read Nerd World after Samantha's show?
No, I sure did not. I had to be up early this morning to go do an estimate. So I did not.
Yeah, I didn't see her show, and I slept, so I didn't see it until today. Good show.
Martial artist in the chat room saying he's got a lot of things to accomplish, but he wants to get into stem cell therapy. Tim Thompson is the contact at BioAccelerator that will part the waves. He's a very good dude. Make a note of that, or get a hold of me. There's a lot of other stem cell places than just going to Medellin. There's some in Mexico, some in other parts of the world, but they don't seem to have the positive press, I guess, that BioAccelerator does. So I don't know. I imagine as time goes on, this will become more and more popular and less expensive, hopefully. We'll see. You're not going to get it here in the US. I mean, they're
Right.
I don't want to get too deep into that, but yeah, man.
Yeah,
Not yet.
that sounds
Hopefully one day they will. Hopefully one day the US will be open to it.
Yeah, unfortunately, every time we talk about how things get political for some fucking reason.
I don't know. People that want to kill humanity should basically be forced to have the target tattooed on their forehead, in my opinion.
Well, it'd be nice if the same people who are trying to kill humanity had to operate in the same system they were feeding to us.
Yeah, right.
They wouldn't have this energy to kill them. Yeah. Cheers to anybody that's open to truth, in my opinion. I mean, we've all been lied to for years. So I don't get too much into it anymore with people, but I'm noticing a lot more people are open to the subject nowadays than ever before, which hooray for that.
I think a lot more people are opening up to the fact of what's going on.
Yeah.
I
What's
saw
actually going on.
I saw a quip meme today, which, you know, a little word blurb that really resonated, and it said, there's a lot to be said for being able to have intellectual interchange with open-minded people.
You could, I tell you what, well, back in 2014, when I made some of my truther videos, God, I got so much heat from people. Hated on. I mean, it was terrible. I finally gave up. I'm like, all right, fuck this. You know, I don't need this. You know, and now
Like, you don't want to hear the truth? Fuck it. I won't say it then.
I didn't want to hear it either. I mean, the guy that told me, I was pissed. I said, fuck you, buddy. I'm going to go disprove you. That's what he said to me. He goes,
I mean,
"You don't
nobody
believe me?
really
Prove
wants
me
to
wrong."
believe the truth of what's going on.
He
Yeah.
goes, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I went, all right, I will. And I had to eat crow because I couldn't prove it. Once I dug in and started looking where I needed to look. And, so whoever that guy was, I don't even remember his name. We were in lockup together. That's how far long that was. I wasn't in the best mood to be trying to tell me that my whole world's not what I think it is. Even though it was crashing around me.
Clearly, it's not everything it should be.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here talking to you, fucker.
That's when I used to think that you were innocent too.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I've been drugged through the system like too many times. I feel for those that get drugged through the system without real recourse. A lot of us make enough mistakes. We get addicted to whatever's. We end up. You should be drugged through the system just to realize that, you know, it could be worse.
It could always be worse.
Yeah, that's not a fun place to be. Thankfully, I'm not in it. Hey, Keto says Stang Man. I've heard a lot of good things about that. Pigman, 82% increase in lifespan. Nice. I want some of that.
I like those percentage claims. They're always so fun. 82%, you say?
82. Are you sure it's not 82.5? It could be. Or 3 maybe. Yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome hanging out with all you folks. To be honest, everybody in the chat room, very good people. Everybody on the panel, Eagle providing this safe haven for us weed nerds, and I'm just grateful for the whole 9 yards. To be honest, YouTube, I spent a lot of time on YouTube. Had my ups and downs, but overall, it's treated me very well. I've had a lot of opportunities that I normally would not have had unless I was actually on YouTube Live, making my opinions known and making a fool out of myself at times. Just, you know, it makes the world a much smaller place. You know, we got what, I don't know how many people are watching right now, but they're all over the world. And I think that's a blessing, true blessing to humanity, because they're trying to separate us. And with this invention, the internet, it's all right. You can't do that as long as I got an internet connection. Some of the tools that they made to separate us had actually bound us together, which is
backfired on them, huh?
Yeah. Caught them lighting their farts. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but wonder, I was watching a thing on AI last night and how it can get out of control so quickly. And even as it starts to learn and write its own software, it being able to hide backups in other people's computers like a virus kind of thing of itself.
Yeah.
Thing that
Self-preservation.
Yeah, the internet, all that good shit. It all has to be shut down, or for some reason, get shut down. solar flare, something like that, like a Carrington style event that just wipes out all of our electronics. Like, we've become very dependent on this little thing we call the internet very quickly.
Time to write some dystopian novels.
Mm.
I mean, when's the last time you looked at a paper map whenever you traveled?
Yeah, we got nostalgic about them now.
That's about the best thing I use is how do I get someplace? And the next 300 yards, turn right. Gotcha.
How many phone numbers do you actually remember?
I can't
Like,
even
how many
remember my
phone
own.
numbers do you remember? When I was a kid, I used to have to remember everybody's number,
I can't even remember my own.
But when you
phone
was
number.
young, you had to remember everybody's number.
I know my original phone number, but I can't remember the phone number that I have now. Right?
I can remember all my phone numbers except with the cell phones, when they switch to cell phones, they have so many prefixes.
Mhm.
Changes, I might be able to remember the last four, but the first three probably fuck it up. Because they aren't back in the day, there was 2 or 3 prefixes, and that's what you had to know. And then after that, it went long distance.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
Yeah. I know, crazy, huh?
It is pretty weird when you think about it.
I had my eye doctor a little stumped yesterday.
Really.
Yeah, really.
Intellectual?
I want to hear that one.
Physically.
Well, this whole thing's been a bit of a stumper, really. Why it came on, all that good shit. So, still see the dots. So, I don't know how long I'll do that. Eye color changes daily. It's almost like a fucking mood eye anymore. Seriously. So, right before the last event, when I was like okay to start wearing contacts again and shit, we checked my vision, and before it was a minus 4.25. I could get away with minus 4, but 4.25. That's what the other eye measured. So not this visit, but the visit before, we checked my vision, and my bad eye was now checking in at 4.0. And I could see a little, very well at that. So I dropped down a little bit. Okay. I went up for my checkup yesterday, and my eye was at a 3.
Damn, that's the whole point.
Yeah. So he's like, well, I don't know, what brought this on? Basically, we should be nice to figure that out. And he's like, well, I'm kind of a little bit stumped on, the regaining and the betterment of the vision out of nowhere.
I noticed that my eyes are slightly better since I got the treatment, to be honest. Like when I'm driving, I take my glasses off now because it's not near as clear. And I was talking to one of my doctors recently, and as the body improves, the whole body improves. So as you're running to wellness, your run to wellness, perhaps you look pretty good, Eagle. The fact that you're running and all that is evident, right, in your persona, in your complexion, right? And more than likely in your eyes is what I'm thinking, perhaps, because that's really the only thing you're doing.
Have you lost a little bit of weight since you started running also?
Oh yeah, I've lost a lot of weight since I've been
It's the same, because you look through your face and your neck, you look thinner, and that makes you look younger too.
Yeah.
It's giving you a younger look.
So there might be something to that. The eye, even though I work for an eye doctor, it's a bizarre instrument. There's so many things that can affect it.
It's a magical thing.
Well, it's the toughest membrane in the body. It can rebuild itself in 16 hours, believe it or not. So like if you get an abrasion, you just patch it next day, you're okay, I'm starting to, it's healing. So it's an interesting vision is always very interesting.
I'm just shocked and amazed that they're letting you wear contacts again.
I know.
Must not have been one of the factors that they figured caused it, or you wouldn't be anywhere near those right now.
I questioned it, and I still question it, but I'm still wearing them. But
I'm vain enough to say I want to wear them because it's more convenient.
it is kind of. There's definitely days I wish I had the glasses. I could, I'm not. I wore glasses my whole life. I went through a short period where I wore contacts for a few years, but other than that, wore glasses, the whole time. Then started wearing them again last 3-4 years, something like that, maybe 5. And yeah, just don't. Actually, see if you could ever get close to me, you can see a little thing across my nose from wearing
The
glasses.
permanent glass mark.
The invention.
Real.
I got one.
Mhm.
I never had to wear glasses, and well, I started wearing readers in my 40s, and regular glasses. I did have that. I have an astigmatism in one eye and farsighted in the other, but it wasn't so bad that I had to wear them. And just in the last year or so, my vision's gotten to where I've got to wear them for driving, except at night. It's just at dusk, my vision is a lot better than it is with glasses. If I just take my glasses off, I think because at dusk you're just not seeing the details anyway.
Not as much light.
Yeah. So yeah. My old man was one that had to wear his glasses his whole life too. He hated them. But when he got to contacts, he was a drinker and he'd sleep in them, and what a mess.
I had a heavy minus correction as a young man. When I got to be 29, that's when your eye stops growing. I had a radiokeratometry, which is a way to reduce your eyes to shrink them back. When you have when you're nearsighted, your focal point is too far out, so bring it back. I had 20/20 all the way through sports until I'd say about 45, and then you start to need plus for reading. Cornea hardens and you're not able to focus for the reading, and since then I've had reading glasses of some sort, but now I need them for distance as well. So over time it happens.
Are you a candidate for laser surgery to correct any of the non-reading part of it, like the distance?
No, I had the radiokeratometry, the laser surgery at 29. It corrected myopathy completely. I went to 20/20, but since I've already had it done, you can't
Oh, you can't repeat.
Yeah, can't do it again.
Oh, see, that I did not know.
I definitely, because I play so much sports, man, I busted so many frames over my nose. It's like basketball in particular. It's just like, you better bring
Jam
5
it
pairs
into
of
your
glasses with you when you go to play basketball, because you're going to get smashed.
Well, that's why the guys with glasses wear the safety glasses too.
They suck. But yeah, I did that in football. They're a pain in the ass, basically. But after I got rid of that, man, my athletic ability went up because it eliminated a lot of the fear of driving the lane, or some of the things that you're going to get smashed.
Driving a lane and having your glasses driven into your face.
Pretty much, dude. It's not fun. And people would mess with you just to screw you up, flick your glasses off you. The guys I played with, it was more like rugby basketball. I mean, it wasn't like a league, right? If there wasn't fouls, something was wrong. I mean, on every play, people would bleed. I mean, there'd be owies, people would hit the floor, sometimes there'd be all out fisticuffs. I mean, then we go have beer. It was fun, but we're nuts, man. I look back to those days, I'm like, that's my post-traumatic stress. Always have to be in a battle, always have to, all right, what time is it? What time's the game tonight? I mean, it's like, chill out, dude. I had a very aggressive mindset. So I'm glad I'm over that. I grew out of it. I hope. I don't know. Maybe.
I thought I was over mine.
Until something sparks you, you know what I mean? It's like I got a grandson now. I have a grandson now, so who knows what I'll be doing the next 10 years with him. So
Fun things, I know that.
well, I used to throw my boys up in the air as high as I could throw them and catch them. They would just love it, right? Never missed a catch. I won't be doing that with my grandson because I probably would miss him. But oops.
I love tossing my granddaughter around, holding her upside down.
Face of my oldest son, I don't think would be fun. It's pretty big. Yeah.
They might
my
throw you up
grandson,
in there.
oh dude, he's almost 6'4". My grandson's gonna be bigger than me, so I'm getting to be the midget in the family members.
Something is really spiraling down in chat over there. They went from
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what happened. I was gonna say hi to Cappy and I looked over and they're talking about fleshlights and all kinds of shit. Amputations. Woofa. That's not light Saturday night fare, fellas. Come on.
I learned a long time. Chat is its own entity. I don't.
Yeah, they
It's
sure
its
aren't
own
going
beast.
along with anything we're talking about. But
That's
hey, your own drummers, I got it. Somewhere in this horribly messy dust, there's a grinder, and I want it. Ganjigos, I see you have added several married names to your name. Now it's five more words longer. Hey, Hillbilly Herb. He still hasn't told me if he's Herb or Herb. Question for the ages: has anybody met him? Is he a herb or an herb?
Herb.
Huh? Herb?
Yeah, Herb. Hillbilly Herb.
Herbert, is that you? There we go. Don't call me Herbert.
I had a fun little. Would you like to hear about my petty side?
Sure. I want to hear about your petty side. That's fun.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
Better
So
you than me thing.
I don't know if you guys follow along, but there was a few nights ago I was telling you, I kind of said it twice about there was a few nights back when I recorded the run. Not the last one, but the one before that. I had my camera set up on a machine, and somebody came in and tried to use the machine, and I didn't. I was trying to be as nice as could and be about it while running fucking my ass off. But I'm like, hey,
Like, you see the camera?
yeah, basically. He kind of looks down. At first, he's like, huh? And then I look down. I'm like, there's a camera right there, kind of like, like live streaming a little bit. And he's like, oh, okay. But you could see he was slightly
Irritated.
slightly irritated about it. And it was him and his buddy there. And they tried to work around me. They went the cross thing behind me, and you could see, well, yeah, there's a little more to that. Yeah, they kind of, they didn't like that either. At the end of the day, I kind of still tried to save face, apologize as they were walking out. I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. They were like, I said, you guys could have jumped on the other ones. They're like, yeah, well, we didn't want to get in the shot, whatever. And I'm like, okay, respect that. My apologies. And then last night, we I'm running on the treadmill. I've been on there for a bit. And I see they show up again. And they see me on there. They're like two, and now I see another guy. They're like literally kind of like high five each other in the parking lot. I can see them like, hey, that's the dick. You know what I mean? Right?
They're gonna front you off, Bubba.
So yeah. So I fucking see him come in, and I see him hang out in the back there for a minute. And then I'm like, and I'm kind of like, yeah, bring it. So they kind of go, they wait a few minutes and they come up, and two on one side, one on the other, and they get on there and start like hoofing it, next to me and shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't happening. So I literally just kind of keep my pace. But at that point, I'm running, I'm good speed. And I look over and I'm watching their numbers, obviously. And I see the guy next to me. He literally takes a little break there for a second and says, okay. And then he fucking kicks back up, and I'm watching his numbers again. And they're running pretty good pace, but not nearly what I'm running. And I'm still putting in numbers. I've literally run, a good 40 minutes.
And these are younger dudes than you, right?
Oh yeah, fucking 30s easy. And I fucking just keep running next to him. Then
young buck, go ahead.
I stop. And I hear the guy next to me on the left go, he's not even fucking winded. And then this is where the petty side kicks in. I literally kind of like take a breath or two and go, you know what? I've got another fucking 10 minutes in me. So I fucking fire it back. And now like just literally kick it up to like 8. And then I'm like full sprinting next to them, where they're all like, nah, fuck all that.
Fuck this old man.
Yeah. So yeah, it slipped a little bit. It slipped a little bit. I had
Don't be prideful all you want.
that aggressiveness, that a little bit of aggressiveness there.
Pridefulness, man, and he's got a right to it.
Competitive.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah,
Be proud of what you can do, man.
You probably felt good about the fact that you could outrun them motherfuckers.
Peacocked the motherfucker all the way to the locker room after that shit.
You're like, yeah, what's up?
Flip the towel over his shoulder and strut away.
Can I get your Gatorade? You okay there?
You thirsty? Cheers, Captain.
Good evening, Blue Kiss, Mike,
Happy.
Angus,
Captain.
Eagle, sir.
Cheers.
Hope everybody's doing well.
Good to see you.
Oh, yeah. How's things in Thailand?
Well, it's a good thing that I went and was going to leave the country a day early to get my visa renewed. And I was just going to go up to Maasai and cross into Myanmar, Burma, and come back. And I get up there and they're like, "Oh, you're a foreigner. You can't cross."
Oh,
I
shit.
said, "What?" They said, "We closed the border last week to foreigners. Only Thai and Burmese people can cross."
So
And
you had
I'm
to
like,
go to a different
"What?"
border.
None shall pass.
Exactly. And I say, "So you mean I have to like either fly out of the country, go to Cambodia, or go to Laos and cross over the border?" Yes.
Mm.
Okay. Well, thank God it's the Golden Triangle. And after 100 kilometers and 3.5 hours riding the bike, I finally made it to the Laos border.
My
Just in
God.
time to catch the second to last bus over and the last bus back to the Thai side before they shut it for the night.
Well done.
Yeah, so I spent like 8.5 hours on the bike the other day.
How you feeling?
I am
Beat
not
up?
leaving the house today.
A little beat up after that one.
Yeah, I actually came home. I
Not
needed
quite
a-
as good as Eagle.
I came home, I took a little bit of medicine. I stretched out on the bed for 20 minutes, took a shower, grabbed the bottle, and went to the bar.
Numb it down.
Well, numbing it down for me with alcohol is like one drink. I mean, I start getting tipsy on 2.
He's a cheap date.
I am. I like my weed.
Unless, yeah, as I say, unless you need to provide the weed for him too, then you might have to spring a little.
Yep. I actually went out with a girl last night that paid for everything.
Well, that's
Wow.
nice for a
That's
change for
awesome.
you, isn't it?
Got her number?
Yeah.
What did you say,
So-
Bingus?
Do you got her phone number?
Yes, I do.
You gonna share?
Her
cool.
and the bartender were giving line, and I said, "You want my line too?" And she handed me her phone.
Mhm.
Boom.
Yeah, Captain. Living up to the
Yeah, she's
title.
only 3 years younger than my daughter.
Oh,
Only 3 years younger than your daughter, huh?
Yeah.
You had your daughter late or early in life. That's all I'll say about that.
Was
Those girls
25,
need the daddy
26.
figures too.
But this is where it comes here in Thailand, where the age really doesn't matter. It's the mentality of the person. And Thai women over the age of 36, 37 are more traditional. They're more, let's say, narrow-minded. They're not open to exploring the outside. They don't want to really know about this and that, where the younger generation does. They don't want to just know about Thailand. They want to know about the outside of Thailand and how things are.
My goodness.
Besides that, they can speak English somewhat.
Well,
Well, organically blunt thinks you're a true stud. And
Mm.
Ganja Ghost wonders if you left her a tip. I don't know what kind of tip you would be leaving somebody on a date, but okay, she dates different than me.
At least
No,
3 days.
I didn't have.
kind of fun.
Well,
Iniquity
The tip
loves,
part, we'll
loves
just
bacon.
leave that one because that can be taken a couple different ways. There was
Yeah.
no
Yep.
monetary
Little
You give
play
her
value
the
on
tip.
words.
There was no monetary value tip. Let's put it that way.
Ooh,
I see.
but it had its worth.
Mhm. She actually beat my ass in pool in the first game too.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. She made a few shots. It was like, okay, you played before.
I found out a long time ago you don't need a penis to play good pool.
Oh no.
I know. In fact, if you know just a little bit of geometry, you got a little bit of a leg up.
Well,
Who
that was her
knew?
key. And I asked her, I said, do you like drawing and designs, like, not making a picture of a house, but just designs? And she goes, yeah. I says, it shows up in your pool shooting on the shots that you take and the angles. Because when I walk up to a pool table, I see the pool table as a grid. And I see lines where the balls will go.
Well, I see lines where the balls will go, but whether my vision and my aim accomplishes that or not is another story.
Yeah, I know where my
Yeah.
balls want to go.
Yeah, I know where it can go in theory, whether I can make it do that or not.
So, Lucas, how's the garden looking with the recent rains?
I didn't get rain. I didn't get
Rain?
shit. I
No.
got about maybe not quite half an inch when everybody got soaked. Literally.
None today, even? We got
I got a little sprinkling.
some good rain today.
I didn't get shit.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a fucking climate zone in Michigan that never gets water. The last rain that came through West Michigan that was really good. They got 2 inches about 15 miles, 10 to 15 miles north of me. My daughter, who's only 6 miles northwest of me, she didn't get 2 inches, but she got a pretty good soaking. And I was sitting outside on my computer because it wasn't, there was a little bit of sprinkly, but nothing. I was waiting, but nothing happened. It's crazy. Everything I'm not watering is drying up. But the little bit that we did get did invigorate my plants. They were like, hey, we got a little bit of a shower. Got that little ionic action going on. But yeah, it wasn't meaningful. It didn't get a nice soaking or anything.
Well, in the chat room, I went for stem cell therapy. He wants me to tell me about my travels. It wasn't that interesting, to be honest, as far as traveling goes. It was long and took a long time to get there. I was very tired when I got there, but I was kept extremely busy, so I didn't really have a lot of time to do anything. I wish I could have went into the mountains and got some beans, because I'd always heard that might be an option. But talked to the pool guy, he had a connection, but dude, it would have required me to leave my treatment. So
That
it wasn't
wasn't
really a
gonna happen.
vacation. Yeah, it wasn't a vacation, really. It was more of a, let's get this done.
It's a medical
Let's get it out of the way.
procedure out of country is what it was.
And I haven't traveled in years, so it was, I had to get used to the card thing versus key. Got trapped in the elevator. I couldn't really figure out how to get out of it until I figured that out.
Help!
Yeah,
Help!
but my
I had to
Spanish
wait
improved.
for a child to get in the elevator to make it work.
Well, it was a little old lady. She comes in. What is this? It's the card. I'm like, oh, geez.
Oh, that's my floor.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was fun, man. Because it worked for me. Going back to Medellin, Colombia for a vacation, I don't view it as a vacation spot, really. There's a lot of in the malls there. You can see the gang element there. You don't want to. What was the one lady? She said, Well, if you go outside our complex, only take as much money as you're willing to lose. Okay,
Yep.
I don't think I'll be leaving the complex pretty much, but it was huge. I never did get to see the whole thing evolve, all the different aspects of it. But I had a lot of fun at BioAccelerator with the nurses, with the doctors, well, just getting better. I did pass out. Never fainted in my life before, but on my last treatment, my blood pressure got so low that I fainted and I had to lay down for a couple hours, but that was the only mishap. And after I rested for about 5 or 6 hours, that's when I started feeling, yeah, this is what I need. But thanks for asking, Claude. Cheers, everybody in chat room. Yeah, I don't get Thailand now, dude. See, the captain's the guy with the stories. I mean, love me long time stories.
Those
So horny.
saved up for another channel.
What's that?
You can save those for another channel.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
to
he's
tell
not
you
looking
the
to get
truth,
flagged.
the captain doesn't go to the girl bars. I don't need to pay someone to sit down and talk to me. I don't need 2 or 3 of them always asking to buy a drink, buy me a drink, buy me a drink. So
There you go.
I don't go to those places.
The captain has a nice countenance and he's a slim gentleman and he's clean. And he appears to not be poor. He's what you call a winner over there. He doesn't have to do that shit.
Sugar daddy.
No.
Sugar.
Yeah, there you go. Daddy, you're so nice. He's nice. He's such a nice guy.
Well, most of the people up here in the north have never even been to the beach. They're like some people in southern Ohio and Michigan that like never leave a 3-county radius.
Yeah, there's kids that live in Grand Rapids that have gone 12 years, never been to Lake Michigan, and it's right over there. I mean, what, 30 miles, 35 miles as the crow flies, maybe. They come to the state park and go, "Ooh, look at oh my God. It's like an ocean." That they've never seen because they haven't even seen Lake Michigan. But they know they can't see the other side. That's pretty shocking if you look at a body of water that, all your life, all you've looked at is little lakes. And now you look at that big lake and it's holy shit. Different world.
Then you get a little bit older and you get on a plane and you go across that big body of water and you're in a totally new world.
Yeah, different cultures is yeah,
Fascinating
traveling in
to
the
me.
United States, it's an adventure, but a different culture. Yeah. Bingus with his por favor, push my right number for the elevator.
Getting
Yeah.
food.
Yeah. Talk about being an equalizer, eh?
Getting food was what pissed me off is we had a free buffet every morning that nobody told me about, or maybe they said it to me in Spanish. I don't know. But
You didn't know the word for buffet, did you?
I think it's a French one. Anyway, I did enjoy the buffet my final day there. Which
On my last day, as I was leaving, I realized there's a buffet.
and room service was hit and miss. So, but it's cheap. I mean, pesos. I only and for the whole week I ate for $84, which in American was like, wow. I was thinking I was going to have to pay like 500 or something. But in Miami, I sat down for a bowl of chowder and paid $25. You freaking, I just couldn't believe it. If you wanted a tip, like, here's a tip. Don't be charging $25 for your chowder.
In Mexico anymore.
Tastes like it came out of a can. You kidding me? No. So yeah, in America, things are outrageously high. But
I believe smorgasbord is German.
yes. Smorgasbord.
I eat 2 times a day, and one time isn't heavy, but I eat a good dinner. And I eat a lot of fruit, but I give myself $10 a day to eat.
You're gonna eat a
And
good meal
usually I
there.
have money left over.
Yeah, you're gonna eat a good meal there. Yeah.
And that's the whole day.
It's outrageous here. We are out of control.
Yeah, you could go to a
Financially.
fast food place here and spend $10 and
The
yeah,
Park.
not even
the park.
blink.
They
Yeah, and then be
raised the
sick
price.
afterwards.
I'm now paying $1.25 a dozen on eggs.
I'm not gonna let you brag about that because my cheap eggs are down to being cheap again. Finally.
Food is definitely my biggest expense besides my mortgage. With that, having 2 teenage sons, I spend a lot of money in food.
So, I hear you.
A
I feel your
lot.
pain. I got custody of my 2 oldest boys when they were in their teenage years, and it was very expensive.
They eat a lot.
Dude, yeah. Still, actually, I don't have to pay for it.
Like,
Yeah.
Kids are great.
Yeah, I spend a lot of money on food.
Yeah,
that's
back in the States, I do.
I easily spend at least $300 a week on food. A week.
See, nowadays, that's actually cheap, buddy.
I know. That's why I said at least 300.
I mean, God, you can't even go to a fast food place and not spend $50, it seems like. My groceries, I used to come out with a whole shopping cart for $40. Now it's like one bag is $40.
Oh, definitely.
It's crazy. So I'm becoming a little bit more of a coupon hound.
nothing wrong with coupons.
Don't get behind me and don't get behind me
No.
at the checkout because I'm going to be fumbling for coupons. Wait, well, check the date on that. I don't think, I used to hate people like that. I'd be like, fuck, come on, man. You're saving 5 cents. Here, you want a nickel? Hurry up. I got places to be. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
There ain't nothing wrong with using coupons, though.
No. I try to be thrifty.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, man. I've been accused of being a cheap ass before.
Unless somebody's got like 300 of them and you're buying them.
You know, it's like
You're
being
like,
in
damn it, hurry
Michigan
up.
with Kroger's. You know, for every $10 you spend, you get so much off on a gallon of gas. So it keeps track of that for
Yeah,
you.
that's the only credit card that I have is a
Yeah.
Kroger's because I get double points purchasing there, single points purchasing anywhere else. And then I get a slew of coupons and even cash, just straight cash coupons. Like, hey, we ran out of coupons, but you're such a good customer. Here's $50 to go spend. And I've never had a credit card that would actually, on an average, pays me about $30 a month to use. It's like, okay, I like that idea. I like that idea. And Kroger's
And
has
then you
everything.
can go buy some gift cards and use the gift cards to go out to eat at.
Anything you use on that, dude, I'm always using it for sure. It's the only credit card I've ever used.
Hey,
Because of
the
that
only save every little cent we can.
Nowadays, you're right. It's getting very bad. Gas is $4 or $5 a gallon. Shit. You kidding me? That's just terrible. We have enough oil in this country to drop it down under $1 if we had to. We're just not doing it.
It's like $38 or $42 a barrel as it stands.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
That's not a good subject to get me on. It's not a good thing. People are waking up. People are realizing.
I've taken 2/3 of the money that I have outside of the stuff that I have invested in. I put it all into gold and silver.
Absolutely. Me too.
Especially now that gold is the the second tier one asset next to the US dollar.
Yep.
So them doing that just opened up the world, and it doesn't make the world run off the US dollar anymore.
Well, the BRICS they're gonna tank the dollar. It's already happened. It's a gold backed currency as well.
Well, that's what I think the world is pushing for, is a gold backed currency, no matter what country you have.
That will eliminate inflation. That will stabilize the whole world economy. These little lunatics that create fiat money, that create wars in other countries that are on a gold standard, they bomb the shit out of them, and then they incorporate a
Rob 'em.
democracy, and now you're under a fiat currency, and then they're debt slaves as well, just like we are. So that shit needs to stop. It really does. It's terrible.
Yeah. Zimbabwe had, what was it, a $10 trillion note,
What the fuck?
but they actually went out and bought a whole bunch of gold and are in the process of turning their economy around.
If you have fiat currency, the best thing you could do, especially now, if you can find it, silver and gold is really, no matter what the price is, it's going to skyrocket here pretty quickly. So I would strongly suggest take that money out of your safe and put it into gold and silver.
Yeah, keep the money in case an emergency comes around and to pay the bills, but that extra money that you have, instead of sitting in the bank, put it into the precious metal.
I agree, 100%.
Precious.
Because I hear all the talk over here, and it's all about, yeah, everybody wants to get away from the US dollar, and it will happen. It's going to take time, but it will happen over the next couple of years.
That's one of the reasons, quite honestly, Captain, that I decided to bite now on the stem cell therapy, is because these fiat dollars that I've stored up are eventually, if I don't convert them, they're going to be worthless. So why not get them out into the economy, out of my hands, and get something done positive for myself? And whatever I have left, like I said, just keep enough to maintain your daily activities, put everything else into precious metals. And I guarantee you, within a very short period of time, you're going to be very glad that you did. So as the dollar crashes, they're not going to be able to manipulate the precious metals market the way that they are now.
No.
And you're going to see a huge spike in values. That's a fact. It's not if, it's when. Really.
That's the way I see it too.
Yeah.
But
I've been buying
yeah,
silver since it was $9 an ounce. And that was way 20, 30 years ago.
when it comes to my health and everything like that, yeah, spend the money and get it done, even if you have to pay for it out of your own pocket. Because by the time I would have to fight workers' comp to get something done, I've hurt another 3 or 4 years. And spending that little bit of money now, like you said, it's sitting in my bank. Why don't I go have the surgery? Now you've had the stem cells and you feel so much better. You don't even worry about the money in the bank account. It's like, I feel so much better. It was worth every penny of it to feel good.
What's your life worth to you? I had to come down and ask myself that question. Are you willing to change? Are you willing to change your diet? Are you willing to change your lifestyle a little bit so that you can live longer and feel better? My answer to myself was, fuck yeah, let's do that. So,
Especially when you're in pain for 15, 20, 25 years.
It eats away at your confidence. It eats away at your mindset. It just, I feel more free up here, mostly, more confident. But you get older and you start having the for me syndrome a little bit. Like, I can't really do that. I can't. Instead of, I could do whatever I want to do. Okay, that's the way I think people should live their lives. If you want to do it,
I agree with that 100%.
do it. Don't
Don't limit yourself. Never limit yourself.
exactly. Yeah. Like eventually, I wouldn't mind coming and visiting. Once Eagle gets established over there in Michigan, I might wander that area and see the Great Lakes and see all you great
You'd
people
love it
there.
over here.
You know?
Beautiful. People rag on how cold we getting. Yeah, especially up where he's at up by the 45th there. It is cold in the winter time, but it's not that bad. Where I'm at, it's not that bad. I don't feel it's that bad. If I don't suffer through it, it can't be that bad because I'm accustomed. But beautiful summer.
It gets cold up there. Don't let her lie. It
It's
gets
beautiful.
very,
It does
very,
get
very
cold, but
cold.
it's beautiful summers.
I
Yeah,
went-
overnight. When we were
summer
camping, the overnight,
is
our first night
July
got
and
cold. It was in the
August.
50s. That's cold for sleeping in a tent.
We topped out at like 64 today.
Today was a cold day all the way around though, but it's 10 degrees colder today than it was
Been like in the
yesterday.
90s
correct?
here.
We were
It
also
don't get
10 degrees
warm in-
colder.
It don't get warm in Michigan until like July, August. Come on.
Where are we right now? God, July. It's beautiful. Come on up. The weather's fine.
I gotta do a little rebuilding, but eventually I'll do something.
Very nice.
I want to get out a little bit more.
Well, we'd love to have you in Michigan, that's for sure.
It'll be fun.
It's fun.
We'll see. We'll see.
You'd
Host
meet-
a Bingus party, a Bingus reception.
That'll be fun. I don't want to overstep, but it's been on my mind for quite some time, ever since I met the Eagle.
Overstep, you're always welcome in Michigan.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
A lot of love in Michigan for 100%. You got a lot of fans here as well. A lot of people that meet.
You do have a lot of fans here,
Ah,
all over Michigan, and not even just the Weed Nerd world, all over.
Right on. Well,
You know,
I've
you're,
been to
you're,
Minnesota.
you're man about town in the YouTube, so you have a lot of friends in this part of the world.
All right. Well, thanks for saying that. But not much. I don't do much. I come here. I hang out with my friends mostly. I don't really.
Oh,
I
I've
go
seen you
live
other
occasionally.
places.
I go live occasionally, but I don't really. I don't know. Just not as interested in some of the stuff that goes on in the cannabis community as I used to be. I have a lot going on in my personal life. Trying to get my garden.
Yeah, people with
back
lives
together.
tend to, drop off the YouTubes a little bit. Me, I'm all over it.
I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to do in the garden. I want to see some more varieties. I want to do more pheno hunting. It just all takes a lot of time. You got to be dedicated to it. You can't just whimsically think, all right, I'm going to do a pheno hunt. And then you realize, well, but, this is a lot of work. Yeah, it is. I mean, I think I've shown you guys the video of the 80,000 seedling pheno hunt that I did when I worked at Jupiter Seed. That's a pheno hunt, all right? Getting that down to 3. It took some time.
That's
It took
crazy.
some time. Yeah, it was nuts. But we had a spectrometer. We tested, like we'd see the ones that we thought we liked, we'd test them. And if it had the characteristics that we were looking for, sometimes we had to rethink our choices. But it was a daily, 8-hour-a-day process for a couple of months.
I would be agonizing about making the wrong decision, the wrong cut.
When I first went there, this is an interesting story if you guys want to hear it. I was live on YouTube, and this guy, Peter, would come into my live stream. He would come out and see me. I'm like, dude, I didn't know where he lived, right? And he kept coming in, come out and see me. And then I go, well, email me where you're at. And he emailed me a bunch of pictures of his farm, Jupiter Seed Farm. And it was 30 minutes down the road. I went, no way. So I go over there.
Me
And
and
I-
Smiley distance.
I walk in there. They got a huge facility. They're doing incredible stuff, making select high-end CBD plants and seeds. And I walked into their main area and Peter goes, which plant would you choose? I'm looking at a full greenhouse, right? I'm like, seriously? And so I go through there and I go down all the aisles and I pick one up, I put it up. And he goes, what other one? I go down the aisles, I pick one up. And I picked the two best plants in the whole place. He goes, you know what you're looking at? I go, yeah. He goes, and then he started telling me the history of these strains. And I was, I've read all the books. I've done a lot of reading. And I ended up working there. He offered me a job. I worked in the breeding department. I was there for about a year. And he offered me a nice big contract. And I said, this is too much work. All right. I mean, I can make what you're offering me probably in the bedroom. If I really apply myself, which I did. I said, you know what? They think I'm worth this much. Let's see what I can do for myself. And I far surpassed that. So it's when you get your mind right and you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You can do amazing stuff with cannabis. You really can. And they didn't listen to me. That's why I ended up leaving too. I said, you guys aren't listening to me. You're getting seeds out there that are not tested. I go, to do what you're trying to do takes years, right? And they wanted to do it in less than a year. And they ended up they got sued.
That's always this pressure of the industry. You got to cut corners to get there quicker.
They're no longer in business. I can go there now, 7 huge greenhouses, brand new, on property, just sitting there vacant. I'm just like, wow. If somebody wanted to get something started in Oregon, beautiful facility, just sitting there waiting for somebody to come up with the money to get it rolling again. It's not me, but it's so typical. The guy that owned it, he was more or less trying to build it up to something that he could sell. He admitted this to me eventually. And I'm like, see, what happens to all these people that you're hiring? Oh, well, you'll be written
They'll
into
be
the
fine. They'll
contract.
bounce back.
Like, bullshit. I go, dude, they're gonna have their
Hire
own
me
people.
from the other company.
Yeah, they're gonna bring their own people in,
Yeah.
especially this large. So I ended up just saying, have a nice day. And they're out of business. That was back in 2019. But that happened because I went live on YouTube. So again, this makes this whole interface can bring all kinds of crazy stuff to your door if you utilize it properly. It's good benefit of being in the cannabis community. There's tons of opportunities. That wasn't the only opportunity that came to me because I was live with YouTube. It's just, I'm getting old where I want to just slow things down. But if I was Eagle's age, if I was 35 like Eagle, I mean, dude,
I wish.
you look 35, buddy. I mean, you're looking pretty good. So whatever you're doing,
I
keep
guess
doing
I'm
it.
in his 40s when I didn't know how old he was.
Good gene. Cannabis.
Yeah.
Baby face.
Wow, what's up, Mal Tees? Man, it's good to see you. That guy taught me how to make cannabis spaghetti.
Can't.
Dennis-Getty.
I'm with Tao. I think cannabis is keeping us all young. I really do.
Exactly.
When's it gonna take a turn on me, man? I just wonder.
You're still kicking. Come on.
No, it did okay by me. When I was down and out, it helped me out.
I think me not drinking a lot of alcohol has helped me too, and just smoking cannabis and being satisfied with that.
The
Were you
guy
a drinker at one time, Captain?
No, not really.
Seemed like kind of a
that-
bourbon guy to me or something like that.
I am a bourbon guy when I drink, but my father started collecting beer cans in 1973, and by 75 my mom was vice president of one of the national convention chapters for collecting beer advertising and stuff like that. Well, their national conventions is literally going to a town that has a brewery and having that brewery sponsor their convention. And since she was in the position she was in, I slept in the hospitality room. So I ended up not liking beer really quick. The spins, the puking, all that shit. Yeah, that's not for me. Give me a joint, let me puff on that and not have the spins.
One of the guys that I met in that whole situation I was telling you about was a guy that told me about bioaccelerator. That was back in 2019. I started researching it, and he has yet to go do it. He had a broken neck as well, just like me, but he can't stop drinking, and you can't drink and have stem cells work. So he's
Ever,
not.
can't go back to it, can't, you just
Well,
gotta
it's gonna kill. It's gonna
kill the
you're gonna have to
Kill
cell.
the
back.
cells.
So he's a huge alcoholic. And he was hitting me on IG, man, I'm glad you did it, brother. And I'm like, yeah, well, what happened to you? And he goes, well, I think you know why now. I go, yeah, you're a huge alcoholic. He admits it. So he
Did you
can't
say it
stop
that
drinking.
way too, or did you say it alcohol's an
No,
issue for
we
you?
talk very freely with each other.
Okay,
He's a real dude, but he's in pain and he's drinking himself to death. I mean, I've known him since 2019, and he's a young dude, and he looks twice my age. You know, it's like, wow, you're not looking good. Because I know I need to quit. You got to do it for yourself, man. You know.
Gotta
That's
have
a
that want
problem.
to.
What's up, Robert?
That's a problem here in Thailand is people come here and they really don't have anything to do except go to the bar every day, all day. Cheers, Robert. Just like Binga said. Sorry for cutting you off.
Cheers, green fingers.
I can't talk.
did that
Oh,
hash
we're
thing he was
time.
talking about.
That's a blessing.
Oh my,
Breathe.
You got a cold. You got a cold.
good shit, hey Bobby.
Uh-huh.
I still can't talk.
Just like
I'll
a
mute
good
myself.
waitress
Carry
comes
on.
to your table when your mouth's full of food.
Exactly.
IoT world. Good to see you. 7 years it's been on YouTube. I think he's been here about the same time I am. Good guy. Check him out if you haven't. He goes live a lot. I forget what country you're from, brother, but he has a very interesting perspective on a lot of things. Give him a big shout out.
Anything new in the garden, Bingus?
God bud. I had 3 seeds, 2 made it. One was a male, one was a female.
Perfect.
I've saved the clones of each, and now I'm waiting for the female to see what she can do. It's a 6 foot tall indica. So it should, hopefully it'll do well, but it's too early to tell. Northern Lights, Lucky Mike gave me some Northern Lights I'm looking at. First one was a male. Again, very vigorous, very nice looking male. I actually saved it. Looking at the females now, eventually we'll get in there. I got Chad's grape juice that's about ready to go into the white shaker as well. I'm looking at Granddaddy Purple. I also, back in the day when I was with Grandmaster Level in the beginning, I had a Death Bubba that I did a cross with my Bingus Blackbird, all right? And I ran a couple beans and they looked really mutant. But then I did the similar cross with the double white cheese, and I had some mutants, but half of them were beautiful. So I took the other 10 seeds that were like 3 years ago, and I'm going to run them all to see if I can't find one pheno that isn't going to be a mutant, because I have a feeling that there's something in there. And dude, I crossed some raspberry with double white cheese. Some of it got on my sugar cake. I got some beans there. I'm gonna be looking at. I don't know, dude, it's just, I can keep going. I mean, too many things. And I want to add more, so. The Blue Mile, Mike's got me wanting to run some more phenos of that.
Yeah, I like the Blue Mile.
I still got some
Nice.
beans there that I haven't messed with.
Nice chunky, is real nice chunky buds.
I liked it, and it was stony, and it had a nice little kind of I don't know, creamy.
Yeah, it is. We got that creaminess. Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
So it's tasty. So I don't know. I can go on and on.
It's
Based
got
off
that
of
real
the-
thick, like it's that real thick smoke, like saying it's creamy taste. Got that creamy taste and the thick smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that blue diesel influence.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's nice.
so thanks for asking. me
I've
this.
been thoroughly enjoying it.
Well, I like it. Dude. I really did. It had a tendency to hermaphrodite. That's why I kind of took it off.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with that. I didn't see not one nanner or nothing on mine. So
That's good. But we're gonna look there. Got a lot of stuff that I just need, that I've done in the past that I need to look at. Based off OG, I got some newer, older things there I need to run. Just on and on. I got a whole right there.
Got some if you're interested, Bingus, some F2s, I guess you'd consider of the Bingus Blue Miles that I've sat on since I ran it.
Nice. This is just the tray of the stuff that I want to run now. Okay. So, and I got everybody
Yeah,
has
that
a
was
seed box,
14 or
right?
15 strains that you named off there, Bingus. I'm
I'm
sitting
having
here
fun.
thinking, okay, I popped 2 different kinds and Bingus just ran off 15. I go, but damn.
yeah, I've got like a whole dresser drawer full of seeds that I want to pop.
Yeah, this is just I'm going through. I got 2 boxes full, and I'm like, okay.
That's
But
why
yeah.
like I don't ask for seeds from anybody anymore because like I don't have time to do it. I got
I've got
so
some
much stuff I
popping
want
both
to
Eagle
run.
and Smiley this spring. The Colombian Miss Julie by Colombian. Is that what you gave me? Yeah, and then the other one I think is the opposite of that, maybe.
No, the other one is the DOA, right?
Oh yeah.
No, I gave you the Chilumbium F2s, and then I gave you the Jilly times Chilumbium. That's what I gave.
Yeah, well, the Colombian F2s. I ran them next to each other, and I may have got them backwards. One of them only gave me a couple, 2 or 3 of them, and the other one gave me like 6 of them. And they're getting ready to go out into the big test garden right now. Right now, I got all of my tester seeds in a 100-gallon. I made little rows, and that's why it's kind of, my rows got kind of fucked up. But in Smiley's, I've got some of his popped up too. He's going out, and tester garden's going big now. They got a month to grow, see what we get before they go into flower. I mean, they've got a good solid month.
Nice.
I can't wait to see what you get.
Me too. It's exciting growing plants. I just love growing plants. I mean, I like smoking them too, don't get me
All right.
wrong. I like growing good plants too, but I like smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reward at the end of it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Definitely,
100.
I'm running a lot of different strains this year. I haven't even got them all memorized what I've got. I get like halfway through my alphabet and go, what was that one that's supposed to be? Because I visualize them in my head as I'm saying. People ask what I'm running, and I'll go through them going, I'm running this one, and what did I put in that pot? I can't remember.
Well, I mean, there's only so much room up here, dude, and I have the same issue. I've got strains. I'll say, what is this crossway?
Yeah, what did I do?
I have
know.
to look at my notes. Thankfully, I have notes. Which, yeah, thank you.
I get to wait 160 days for a plant to flower before I can try it. I'm running 160-day haze.
That's a long one
But I-
there.
It is a long haze. That's
Yeah.
haze all days, for all
Yeah.
your days.
It's haze for days from Mr. Toad.
Boneyard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it gives you good yield. That's all I'll say about that.
Don't those ones get
Well-
real tall too? Like real tall, like 13, 18 feet.
If I would have started them a month ago, they would probably be 22 to 26.
Yeah, because I know he had it like I think that's the one he was showing. I had the picture of like by the pine tree, and it was like
Yeah, that's like 20
humongously
feet.
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
And
is
that
a-
was in the wind and it didn't bend or break it. So,
Yeah.
it's going to be fine here because that's one of the reasons I moved here is because there's a constant 3 mile per hour to 6 mile per hour wind.
Got a couple of them there, don't you, Beans?
this is that, this
Just
is
a
that
few.
80, this is that 80,000 run. Look at that.
Okay.
There's a blonde one. See the blonde one?
Well, it's certainly good that you've got that renewed vigor for yourself as well, because you got a little bit of work ahead,
Right.
a little bit of up potting time going.
Heck yeah.
Lots of seedlings. See the
Yeah.
variegation? We were looking for variegated leaves. mainly.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
We found in this particular run that they were.
And it's
the
just a
most-
genetic anomaly. I like variation or variegation in seeds because or in seedlings because I like variegation in my perennials. It's a lovely feature.
Sought after in the house plant or ornamental.
Yeah. Kind of like my super freaks. They don't look like cannabis. They just look like some fancy marigold or something.
I noticed that in house plants in general, when I was learning about them, that and certain plants, that's what they really strive for, is that variegation. When you're like shopping for plants, that's what you're looking for, right? Actually, in a lot of house plants.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a real thing. I actually did an 80,000 phenotype, which a lot of people don't believe me. That's why I saved that video.
And
Well,
that's
at least
that's
it's a lot of
got
seeds.
thousands. That is.
And we had an automatic seeder. It would go down the rows and automatically plant the seeds. It was kind of cool.
I was just about to say it's not as bad as what it may have been like 10 years ago, because now you have the technology to be able to take a piece of leaf, tell if it's a male or female before you even get it out of those little pots.
The spectrometer
So-
is great for finding not only that, but actually it doesn't sex it, but it tells you what's in them. Sorry, Ken, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, having this technology and like you said, the seeder, well, they also have a machine that will transplant from those little 4 and 6 inch or
Yeah.
from your 72 count tray into a pot for you.
Mhm.
So, but that machine's like $50,000.
I've even seen them like on tractors that plant them. They got big tractor machines that'll plant them now too.
For clones. Yeah.
Just go down the road, just plop, 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 planting them right in.
We had 2 spectrometers, and I think they were 100 grand a piece. I didn't know how to work it, but the girl that did was very good at it. It's neat because it really shaves the time off the pheno hunt and it gets you going in the direction that you want to go. But still, you have to test the seeds. You can't just say, okay, these are good.
No,
You can't do that. That's what they were doing.
not anymore.
No.
How big do they have to get before the spectrometer tests are accurate?
You can do see, we were taking a little clip off this seedling.
Oh, just like what you was just showing us, just like a little seedling, huh?
Yeah, like the little first leaf that comes out, I pluck that,
Yeah,
Put
the
it in a
first true
bag.
leaf.
and then I mark it, send it to Maria. She would do all the work, and then we would adjust the next day we'd have to adjust what we were looking for.
Yeah, oh yeah, these ones were trash, and these ones are better.
So it was a process, man. There's a lot of work, sort of boils down to. And to do that daily, fuck, it's just way too
And
much.
it wasn't just you. It took
No.
a team.
Yes. Yeah, and getting
Because-
everybody on the same page was not always the best, easiest thing to do.
I was talking with a vape company here, and I told them, I said, listen, you're looking for having your own strains for your own vape company, and you want CBDs too. So you're looking at 2.5 to 3 years to create something for you. And they wanted it in like 8 months. And it's like, no, you can't do what you're asking me to do in 8 months. The plant doesn't grow that fast.
I mean, you can cut corners like what we were doing with the spectrometer and a huge sea of, but it's just so much work. I mean, they were trying to speed up the process a little bit too much, and now they're out of business. So, but
Yeah.
it's the bigger you get, the less control there is. And for what he was doing, I suggested that I go get rid of these greenhouses because they're causing you too much trouble, bugs, and just all kinds of crazy shit was going on. And go to an indoor garden. He had an indoor garden. I took him, I said, look at this indoor, look at how beautiful things are going here. No issues. I go, how much did it cost you to set up this compared to the greenhouses? And he just looked at me, kind of bit his lip. You can, in my opinion, I mean, I'm sure people would argue with this, but you can control things better indoors than you can outdoors because you're eliminating some of the variables and controlling the environment a little bit closely. But
You can play God.
Yeah.
they had light depth greenhouses, man. These greenhouses spendy.
That's the very thing that I worry about in indoor breeding is the limiting of factors there because I believe that kind of in that way weakening the plant, the toolbox that it can be, it's preparing itself from the pressures outside, it being microbial pressures, environmental pressures, animal pressures, all that. Each season gets wrapped up in the seed for the next season.
Good point.
Drought and stuff like that. When you're breeding indoors and the kind of environmental's always controlled like that, you're weakening those genetics, in my opinion, anyway.
I had some animal pressure the other day in my house. The dog started chewing on my plants. He totally topped one of my plants. I was like, get the hell out of there. What are you doing?
And the thing is, so Eagle, and you're right about, I totally agree with what you're saying. But in the essence of cutting the corners of time, which he was trying to do, it would have been much easier to do that indoors than what he was trying to do outdoors. He was making so many mistakes outdoors, like he had wooden crates full of dirt. Fuck, you're just creating a haven for bugs in the wood, and he'd keep reusing them, and then he finally switched to plastic crates. Well, by then it was, things were going south too quickly. But again, this is a guy that had money that didn't smoke weed, right? Running a whole farm, selling hemp seed, basically high quality hemp seed, and people were paying millions. I mean, some of the hemp farms in the United States and in China and all over the world are huge. They spend millions of dollars on hemp seeds because hemp is such a valuable commodity with the CBD and also the fibers and what have you. And there wasn't the legality of things involved. like how many is this? What's your count? All this crap was taught. And not to say that we didn't have a greenhouse full of THC, which we did. All right. Because a lot of the good hemp plants came from THC stream. So it was fun. It was a great experience. But I agree with what you're saying. We've not only have we weakened the plant by going indoors, but we've also weakened it through human selection. I mean, it's hard to find a land race, anymore. It's hard to get down to the basics of what cannabis is. So,
that I kind of made a little comment earlier about when we were talking about doing genetics, and 20 years ago, you could take and make a cross with 10 different females and really not have to test those out, because we were working with stable genetics that were only crossed with 1 or 2 other strains. So our pool to select from was much smaller. Now you have strains that have 164, 128 different phenos, if not more.
you're right. We kind of fuck shit up.
And that's why I see, these companies from Afghanistan, India, people like me here in Thailand, people in South America, we're bringing these seeds back out into a much bigger population of cannabis growers. And now is a time to hit the reset button, to take that Thai and cross it with an Afghani, or take a Colombian and cross it with an Indian strain, something like that, and start anew. Because now we have much more knowledge about the plant too.
I think that's what bioscience kind of their angle was, to get everybody's genetics and purify them and make them strains. I'm not sure. Can you do that? Can you mess with tissue cultures and dissect out like a landrace out of a tissue culture? I don't know enough about tissue cultures, but is that possible? Can you purify strains?
I think tissue culture is mainly just keeping whatever genetics you got stabilized so that you can use it later.
To be able to do something like that, you would need to be able to back cross it and then just work it and go back towards that original plant. Like I did a cross with my Lemon G this year with East Bay. It's an F1. So out of every 8 seeds in there, you're going to pull one that's going to be 90% Lemon G out of there. So then you take that and then you work with that plant and you keep on going back and trying to get it as close to the Lemon G throughout your F3, F4 generation. And you should be there by F4.
Splicing human genes. You don't think they can't splice fucking plant genes together to fucking make a bionic plant? If you want a blue baby, you can go have a blue-eyed baby tomorrow and shit. They can pick and choose on genetics and shit anymore. And I have no doubts that they could go through Phylos's genetics of plant genes and go, I want a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this.
Oh, yeah.
I would think so.
But not through tissue culture. Tissue culture is just holding genes.
Yeah, you're right.
That's just taking one plant and holding it stabilized in a very small form.
That's just holding the library of genes. Now
But they can take different tissue cultures, like Eagle's saying, probably, and go through the genes in them and pick what they want and breed it together or something, probably.
That'd be awesome to do that.
Throw it in a big washer machine and mix them all together.
You're really playing God then.
It's still going to take breeding and growing, though. It's still going to take that. They're not. Well, I don't know. They might be able to play with the genes somehow. I don't know. Like Eagle said, they can do crazy stuff with DNA. So I don't know.
They can.
The GMO. They've been doing it with seeds, soy, all kinds of fucking shit. It's the difference with cannabis.
There just isn't the want to with the people that's got the technology right now because the money ain't there for them, right?
They'll be able
Because
to
it's not
get
federally
cannabis
legal.
close.
If
They'll
it was
be able to
federally
get-
legal, then the money would be there, and they would have a stabilized, perfect plant that they could plant in a field just like they do corn. If it was federally legal, they would have a corn crop of cannabis in every field. And every plant would look exactly how they wanted it to look. If you wanted purple weed, they'd have a field full of purple weed. They'd have a field full of green weed, whatever they wanted. They'd have it all genetically modified to exactly what they wanted, and it would be all a perfect line, just like the corn.
That shit's coming though. I mean, breeder Steve's already selecting for females that can't be seeded. You know what I mean? Sterile.
Sterile females, yeah.
There's a couple companies in California that are looking for those plants too.
Well, it's
They
nice to
can
know we
still
have a
be
future.
cloned, right?
Well, you have to buy their seed every year to get that plant. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, if they
That's
make
what
it to
they're
where
driving
if they
back
make it to
to.
where it don't have the capability to make seeds, then you have to buy seeds from them.
Correct.
So it's be one hell of a seed for me to want to buy to begin with.
Yeah.
Why would I buy something?
Thank goodness
Because
you've
it
got enough
puts out-
genetics out here in the world that'll never happen to where we have to have theirs.
Because that perfect seed is the one that makes them corn rows, the freaking perfect seed that makes a perfect
And
plant that grows the same
X
exact
amount of
height.
ton.
That grows the
X
exact
amount of
same
ton
height.
every acre.
Why do
Yeah.
all this to work? We're clones forever.
But they want that stabilized seed,
That
just like in corn.
Yeah.
don't make sense though.
So it's just it'll be the big farmers. There'll still be people that grow, just like now, there's still people that grow regular corn that's not GMO. You know, there's still people that do it. You just ain't gonna buy it at the freaking Walmart.
That's right. Well, I'm not gonna buy anything.
You gotta go to the farmer's market to buy the corn that people still get regular seeds and it's not GMO. You know what I'm saying? Just like now, if you know you want the good weeds, you go to the person that grows the good weeds. You don't go to the person that's trying to grow factories of it. You go to the person that's growing a little room of it. And hey, man, you got the funk over here. Let me get some of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good one. Guys, I'm out of here. Weagle, thank you, my friend. Blue Kiss.
Bingus,
Captain,
it's been
Mike,
good.
good to
Bye,
see you,
Bingus.
man.
It's so good to see you again.
Robert, take care. Weed Nerd World.
Good night, Bingus.
Cheers, Bingus. Thank you for popping in.
Needs a home.
Have a good one.
Yeah, as soon as they federally legalize it, it'll be rows, just like corn. It'll be corn rows.
Be auto.
But that's not what everybody's gonna want. But that's what's gonna be in all the stores, the big stores. That's what they're gonna have. They're gonna have GMO freaking weed that just exactly the same all the time, and it's just 35% THC, 5% CBD, and these terps. And that, they're gonna have whatever terps you want. They're gonna have them fields of it. You know what I'm saying? That they're gonna have it.
What you got? Is that the hash that was choking you out there, Green Fingers?
No, I wasn't smoking hash to choke me out. That was the Burberry I was choking on. This is straw nana. I got 3 different kinds now. Straw nana, cherry. I still got the itch in my throat though. The cherry do.
So that cough's a funny thing, isn't it? So it's a cough. Because at some points you consider that, that cough, you see somebody cough and you're like, I don't know if I want to hit that. You know what I mean? Must not be clean. But
Uh,
is the cough a good
Total
thing? Or is
different-
the cough a bad thing? Because cough. I've had some shit that
different
just
type.
hits the lungs and woof.
Expands the
Yeah.
lungs. Yeah.
But yet, like
Two
again,
different kind.
like
Yeah.
I say, a sign of the cough can be a sign of at the same time. So it's weird how the cough plays out there.
Yeah.
Was it
Expander
a
for sure.
expansion cough or was it a, oh man, that's a tastes like shit cough?
he's taking too hoggy
Yeah,
of a
that's
hit.
the
And that's his problem.
Right? That's the difference when you cough it out you cough it out, or when it comes out your face and explodes it off. Like those are two different coughs. Like one's a controlled cough and one you just don't have a choice. But yeah, it was a expander lung, not a itchy throat. That would have sucked.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Tears
Itchy
coming down
throat
with
or
blood
the
in the
lung
eyes.
expander.
Yeah. And this is
Okay.
the Mendo
Absolutely.
punch I had last week.
It's my turn to duck out of here tonight.
Oh yeah, I was
Bye
gonna
bye,
check
Blue
it out
Kiss.
too anyway.
You're gonna do it before I did. Is that what you were just gonna say?
I was close, yeah.
Sorry, one of these guys will be probably glad to keep it going though.
I'm whooped. I gotta get up and do some work tomorrow. Kind of said that when I started it, but
Yeah, I know. And then you kept hanging out, and I thought, well, he's still hanging out. I'm gonna dip out.
I appreciate you come keeping me company though.
Oh, anytime you need me.
I guess that's the bitch about the handoff. Is I don't get to hang out. with
That's exactly it. That's
So-
exactly it.
In this case, I'm glad I stayed, so I got to hang out.
I'm glad you did too, even though you're gonna suffer for it tomorrow. Sorry.
Probably.
It ain't like he would have went to sleep already anyways.
No, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that just goes down quick. So, all right. Well, good night, everybody, and everybody out in the live chat there, and the ones that aren't in live chat. I'm not talking.
Good night, Blue Kiss. Have a good night.
Hey,
Bye, Hans.
Good night.
All right, then I'm gonna jump out too, since I know you're getting ready to head out anyways.
right on. Thank you, Mike.
Y'all have a good night. Green finger, Captain, Eagle. As always, it's been good hanging out. Chat.
Peace.
Y'all
Mike.
have a good one.
Thank
I'll
you.
catch y'all on the next one.
Have an amazing day.
Yeah, peace. Have a good time at work. Don't hurt yourself.
I won't. One day.
So on my little trip, Eagle, to take that little trip. Yeah, I stopped at 3 different farms. So in August and September, they've invited me back. So since you're my daytime show, instead of temples, I'm going to take you guys to some hopefully gardens that are still going.
That'd be
And
awesome.
with that, I will sign off. Thank you for having a show for us tonight. Robert, it was good seeing you pop on. Everybody out in chat, good to see you. Peace, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Green fingers, we meet again.
2 seconds. 1, 2. When are we gonna do an episode? When are we doing an episode? Got hash bags. When are we gonna do a hash episode?
When we're gonna do a hash episode? Anytime you want.
Let's do it. Hey, let's do one soon. I got all the shit finally. Got the
Nice.
bags. Got the bags.
Right on.
Yeah, let's get ready for a hash episode. Okay. Oh yeah. On that note, everybody, plant some seeds. Go make some hash. Yeah.
Place.
Love you, Eagle. Have a great night.
Love you too. Have a great day, brother.
I got an ice maker. Yeah, I got an ice maker myself. I make that round ice cubes. fucking dope.
That in itself is good advice.
Have a good night.
Yes.
Right?
On ice.
That's thing you put juice round ice. I like the round ones. What do you use?
I just like the regular ice tray ice. I'm not picky about that. It's about temperature. You know what I mean? And the thing about that is solid ice. That homemade solid ice holds temperature so much longer. So that's where you're right. 100%.
Yeah, I got the small balls. The small ball. I got the small balls. Ice cubes. Fuck, I shouldn't have said that shit. Fuck. I caught myself. Oh, well.
Somebody's clipping
There you
that.
go.
Somebody's clipping that.
Shit, I could already see them. I see the videos, Ganja Ghost video or something already. I got the small balls. Fuck. All right. I'm out of here. Love you. I said it again purposely. I think I just wanted to see it. All right. Have a great night. Peace. Love you, brother.
Peace. Have a good night. Love you. That's fucking hilarious. With that being said, if this is the end of your day, your journey, it's pretty late. Go to bed. This is the beginning of your day, your journey. Well, it's way too fucking early. Go back to bed. With that being said, take time out for a little bit of self-love, a little bit of meditation along the lines of what I am hoping will be an amazing Sunday for you. Please take time out to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, I believe I do have a guest. Episode 818, Forefathers, tonight, 11:30. See you tonight. Cheers. Bye.